Do you think that to have a good travel trail bike, you need to spend a fortune? Well, this video is going to prove the opposite. Today, I bring you 5 cheap and reliable trail bikes that in 2025 are ready to take you far, whether on asphalt or adventure paths, without emptying your wallet and with the peace of mind of knowing they won't leave you stranded. From lightweight and easy to handle models to more robust options for long routes, here you will find the perfect bike to start living your dream trips. So, get comfortable, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and join me until the end, because perhaps today you'll discover your next adventure companion.
KTM 390 Adventure. It arrives with improvements that place it among the most capable small adventurers on the market. I'll tell you about it as if we're in the workshop with a coffee in hand. Clear, direct, and without frills, but with all the data that matters. Under the tank beats a 399 cubic centimeter single cylinder that delivers 44 horsepower and 39 newton meters of maximum torque. The delivery is very linear from low revs, just what you need to navigate mud or sand without surprises. KTM has fine-tuned the cylinder head and gearbox to comply with Euro 5, and the result is a smoother engine with less vibration. On the highway, it reaches a top speed of about 160 kilometers per hour, enough to travel without the engine choking. Where it really stands out is in consumption, 3.4 liters every 100 kilometers. With its 14.5-liter tank, the range exceeds 400 kilometers, ideal for getting lost for a couple of days without worries. The R version boasts suspension and electronics that come from off-road DNA. It mounts fully adjustable WP Apex suspensions with 230 millimeters of travel. The fork offers 30 clicks of adjustment and the shock absorber 20 clicks. The wheels are spoked, 21-inch front and 18-inch rear, shod with Mitas Enduro tires designed to absorb stones, plot holes, and roots. In electronics, it doesn't fall behind with 3 riding modes, street, rain, and off-road, cornering ABS that adapts its operation based on lean angle, and an off-road mode that deactivates the rear ABS to allow controlled slides. The dashboard is a 5-inch TFT screen with Bluetooth for navigation, music, and calls. Furthermore, cruise control is available as an option from Power Parts. The design maintains the aggressive lines characteristic of KTM, mask LED headlight inspired by its bigger sisters, and protective but lightweight fairing. The riding position is upright and comfortable, with a wide handlebar for good control when standing up on complicated terrain, and non-slip foot pegs. In the R version, it mounts a high seat of 870 millimeters, ideal for technical terrain and for having freedom of body movement. If you're shorter than 1.75 meters or 5'9", the X version with an 825 millimeter seat height will be more friendly. The windshield is adjustable and the chassis is multi-tubular, seeking stiffness without penalizing weight, 165 kilograms dry. Overall, it's a bike that invites you to travel for entire days. In Europe, the R version starts from €7,499. In the United States, it is around $9,000. Is it a good value for money? For what it offers, suspension, electronics, and performance, many consider it well-positioned against rivals like the Honda CRF 300 Rally or the KO 450 Rally. Honest opinions, strengths, and points to improve. What users often praise is its off-road capability, the best in its segment for technical trails, the WP suspensions, and the technology for the price. Cornering ABS is a lifesaver in the wet. The TFT screen is addicting. The recurring criticisms, the high seat that can exclude shorter riders, and on very long trips, the single cylinder can transmit some vibration at high revs. Some content creators point out that the bi-brake brakes could offer more bite in extreme off-road conditions. Who is the KTM 390 Adventure R 2025? If you prioritize off-road without giving up the ability to use it daily on the road, it's an almost perfect companion. It fits with A2 licenses, which limit to 47 horsepower, for those who want a bike that can grow with them, with enough lightness to pick the bike up on complicated paths and an electronics that provides safety. It is not the best option for very long trips with a passenger. Space is a bit tight, nor for totally novice riders who don't master the seat height. In summary, the KTM 390 Adventure R 2025 is not just a bike, it's a passport to the unknown. It combines the technology and performance of the big trail bikes with the agility of an enduro in an accessible package. Its secret? It doesn't pretend to be perfect at everything, but it does everything without fear. If you're looking for a companion to explore those blank maps that no one travels, this orange holds the key.
BENELLI TRK 502,
I'll tell you how it's positioned in 2025, with all the details that matter. The heart of the TRK 502 remains its reliable 499 cubic centimeter parallel twin-cylinder, liquid-cooled and with double overhead camshafts. It delivers a solid 47.5 horsepower at 8,500 RPM and offers a torque of 46 Newton meters around 6,000 revolutions per minute. It's not a wild beast. Its delivery is progressive and very manageable, perfect for winding roads or moderate dirt sections. Top speed? It's around 180 kilometers per hour, more than enough to travel on the highway with peace of mind. In consumption, it is quite efficient. On the road, it can reach 30 kilometers per liter, and in the city, it's around 22 to 25. With a 20-liter tank, you ensure a range of more than 500 kilometers, approximately 511 kilometers under favorable conditions. Imagine a trip from Madrid to Barcelona almost without refueling. This year, BENELLI has focused on electronics and comfort. The big news is a 5-inch TFT instrument panel with Bluetooth, which not only shows basic data, but also offers turn-by-turn navigation. If you get lost often, this will be your best ally. Furthermore, it brings heated handlebars and seat, a luxury on cold days, and a tire pressure monitoring system for greater safety. For suspensions, it mounts a 50mm inverted fork up front and a rear monoshock with preload and rebound adjustment. For brakes, it has dual front discs and dual-channel ABS. Some users comment that the rear brake could bite a bit more. And a practical extra, USB as standard on the 2025 models so your phone doesn't run out of battery. Visually, the TRK 502 is imposing. That wide fairing, the LED headlight, and the decisive lines give it the appearance of a larger displacement. But where it really convinces is in ergonomics. Seat at 80 centimeters height, accessible for the majority, upright and relaxed riding position, and a wide handlebar that allows you to ride for hours without your back suffering. The weight, dry, moves between 213 and 235 kilograms. It's noticeable when maneuvering stationary, but in motion, the bike is stable and very predictable. For traveling with a passenger, the passenger seat is wide and comfortable. The best asset of the Trek? Its value for money. In Europe, the base version is around 7,191 euros, while in the United States, it starts from $6,399. If you need something more oriented towards off-road, the Trek 502X with spoked wheels and greater height goes up to around 8,010 euros in Europe. A real bargain compared to rivals like BMW GS or the KTM Adventure. Real opinions, the good and the not so good. What users repeat. Advantages? It's a comfortable bike for long trips with a reliable and economical engine to maintain. The range is highly valued and its big bike aesthetic attracts looks. Furthermore, spare parts are usually accessible. Disadvantages? Some notice vibrations in the handlebar at high revolutions. The weight can feel heavy in the city, and although the lights are now LED, they could be a bit more powerful for demanding night driving. They also comment that the rear brake requires good travel or pressure to respond firmly. Who is the TRK 502 ideal for? If you're a calm traveler looking for comfort on the road with an occasional foray onto dirt, this bike is for you. It fits great with riders who want to cover kilometers without complications, young or not so young, retirees who want to see the world, or those starting with trails who aren't looking for something intimidating. It's not the best option for lane splitting and very narrow lanes, nor for extreme off-road, but as a companion for mixed routes, it's hard to beat for its price. You know the best part? BENELLI has managed to create a bike that feels premium without the premium price. Yes, it has details to polish, but every euro you pay is noticeable in kilometers of smiles. If you're looking for adventure without mortgaging yourself, the TRK 502 in 2025 is a very solid bet.
Royal Enfield Himalayan 450. If you're looking for an adventurer that doesn't force you to sell a kidney but performs like an exorbitantly priced bike, pay attention. This 2025 machine is an earthquake on two wheels. Imagine this. It takes the DNA of its legendary predecessor and gives it a transfusion of technology. The result shines on any terrain. I'll explain it to you as if we were having coffee and dreaming of infinite routes. Forget the old 411. Here beats the new Sherpa 450.
It's a 452 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled single cylinder that delivers 40 horsepower and 40 newton meters of maximum torque. What does that mean in practice? It has beastly torque that gets you out of deep sands at 5,000 meters altitude as if it were nothing. And it's not just for show. They've tested it in the Himalayas. On the road, it sits comfortably at 140 to 150 kilometers an hour and maintains stable cruises at 120 to 130 kilometers an hour without those annoying vibrations that tire you out. Consumption? It moves around 30 to 35 kilometers per liter with a 17-liter tank, which translates into a range that can reach 500 kilometers. More time exploring? Fewer stops at gas stations. Royal Enfield has paid special attention to electronics and equipment. The Himalayan 450 mounts a 4-inch TFT screen with Bluetooth connectivity, navigation, calls, and music all controllable from a joystick on the handlebar. The inverted Showa suspensions offer 200 millimeters of travel and together with a double cradle steel chassis improve stability on broken paths. The Bibro brakes from the Brembo family have ABS with the possibility to disconnect the rear so you have safe braking on asphalt and freedom when it's time to get dirty. Furthermore, it has ride-by-wire and 4 riding modes. You adjust the throttle response according to the terrain, from wet asphalt to loose gravel. Its aesthetic maintains that robust and minimalist feel, but with a contemporary air. Full LED lights, a tank with a narrower line for better leg support, very important in mud, and color options like handle black with golden wheels or slate poppy blue. The ergonomics are applause-worthy. High handlebar, adjustable seat, 805 millimeters in the low version and 845 millimeters in the standard one, and foot pegs that lock when you stand up to dominate technical sections. Comfort on long trips? The 2-piece seat is wide and the upright posture prevents fatigue. It's comfortable, like your sofa, but ready to cross continents. In the United States, it starts from $5,799 Casa Brown up to $6,099 Handle Black with tubeless wheels. In Europe, it is around 6,500 euros, prices that are crumbs compared to rivals like the KTM 390 Adventure, 7,500 euros, or the Triumph Scrambler 400X, 6,200 euros. What do users and testers say? On forums and YouTube, applause fly, but points for improvement are also noted. Among the most repeated virtues, generous torque at low revs, ideal for beginners and for technical terrain without fear of stalling. Competent suspension, absorbs potholes and rocks as if they were crumbs even at 60 miles per hour on rally paths. Economical maintenance, service every 5,000 kilometers for about 35 to 40 euros. And the most common criticisms, relatively high weight, 196 kilograms. In deep mud, some feel it's heavy if it falls over. Lack of traction control, an extra that some rivals like KTM do offer. Limited stock tires, many owners opt for 50/50 tires for serious off-road. Who's the Himalayan 450 for? For almost everyone. If you're a beginner, its friendly handling and adjustable height will give you confidence. If you're an experienced traveler, its range and robustness will take you to remote places without drama. For urban use, the upright position and agility make it very practical. Even veteran riders and retirees love it for comfort on long trips. Is it an extreme rally bike? Not exactly, but for adventurers who want to explore secondary roads on a tight budget, it is the best ally. To close, I leave you with the phrase from a tester in Utah that sums it up well. It used to be a bike with character. Now it's a bike with character and capability, and at a price that makes you smile.
Kawasaki VERSYS 650. Little sister of the VERSYS family, but with a character that makes you fall in love. If you're looking for a bike that does almost everything without leaving your bank account trembling, pay attention. The 2025 VERSYS has several aces up its fairing. I'll tell you in detail, as if we were having coffee in the workshop. You know that feeling of stepping on the accelerator and the engine responding just when you think it? You're going to feel it here. Under the chassis beats a 649 cubic centimeter parallel twin cylinder that, although not a new design, Kawasaki has fine-tuned to obsession. It delivers 67 horsepower at 8,500 revolutions per minute and 61 newton meters of torque at 7,000 RPM. Top speed? Around 190 to 200 kilometers per hour. But its real magic is in the delivery from low revs, perfect for overtaking on secondary roads or going up hills even when loaded. Consumption is also one of its strong points. With a 21-liter tank, you can travel between 350 and 400 kilometers per tank, with average consumption of 4.5 to 5.5 liters every 100 kilometers depending on pace. And yes, it remains compatible with an A2 license through a simple limitation. Kawasaki has avoided overloading it with useless buttons, but includes the essentials to travel with safety and comfort. The star of the dashboard is the 4.3-inch TFT screen with Bluetooth connectivity via the Rideology app. It shows real-time consumption, ambient temperature, and adapts the background based on light. The traction control comes with two modes, one for dry asphalt with minimal intervention, and two designed for rain or gravel. The front brakes have 300mm discs in ABS and offer good bite. Some users miss having metal braided lines for a more direct feel. The suspensions are adjustable, preload and rebound in the fork, preload in the rear shock absorber, and the 17 wheels are shod in Batlax touring tires, reinforcing its road-oriented sole. One detail, the USB port is optional, something that in 2025 still surprises me. The riding posture is relaxed, arms slightly extended and back straight. The seat is at 845 millimeters, accessible for most people from 1.7 meters or 5 feet 7 inches. If you need to adjust something, the windshield adjusts to 4 positions without tools and has up to 80 millimeters of travel. The chassis is made of high tensile steel, light and agile, ideal for tight curves or for moving through traffic jams. Aesthetically, it maintains the adventurous air of the VERSYS 1000, aggressive lines, LED headlights with that characteristic front look, and color options like pearl white or the classic Kawasaki green. For long trips, the lumbar support is notable. If you carry a passenger, they will appreciate the stepped seat. Prices and versions. In Europe, the base model starts at €8,825 in Spain, in black color, and can go up to €9,475 with promotions that sometimes include insurance and maintenance. The Grand Tourer version with hard cases, crash bars, and fog lights is between €11,893 and €12,624. In the United States, the LT version with cases is around $11,999 plus about $595 destination charge. Canada offers similar price ranges. Expensive? For what it offers, many would say it's a bargain. Ask any owner and you'll hear two things. It's as versatile as a Swiss Army knife, and Kawasaki could polish some details. Among its great virtues are its reliability, original batteries that last years, agile handling in the city, and a suspension that swallows potholes without drama. The most common criticisms point to vibrations on the highway at high revs. Some users correct this by changing the sprocket to a 43-tooth one instead of the original 46, an ABS that sometimes feels a bit spongy when engaging, and LED headlights that, while modern, could illuminate a bit more. In video reviews, its versatility is highly valued. For serious off-road, they see it as just adequate. Who is the VERSYS 654? The queen of just in case. It's perfect if you are a beginner with an A2 license, controllable power and a moderate weight of 219 kilograms that inspire confidence. You travel every weekend. It swallows kilometers comfortably, and with cases, you can store even a full-face helmet. You live in the city, but dream of getaways. It filters through traffic easily, and when you hit the road, it transforms into a competent tourer. Or you are a young-at-heart retiree. Simple maintenance, accessible ergonomics, and sufficient technology without complicating your life. Conclusion, is it worth it in 2025? I'll tell you straight. The VERSYS 650 is not the most exciting bike in the catalog, nor the most futuristic in electronics, but it gets it right almost always. Kawasaki has refined a formula that works: robustness, comfort, and that ability to go from the office to the end of the world without drama. If you're looking for a companion that understands your daily commutes and your weekend getaways without emptying your wallet, this is a very solid bet. Does it lack something? Like all of them. Does it have heart to spare? It's overflowing with it. CFMOTO 800 MT. Imagine this, a machine that takes the best from its European cousins, adds Chinese spark, and delivers it to you with a price that even your banker would look at with a smile.
What happens when you combine serious technology with a price that seems like a joke? This beast appears between your legs. In its heart beats an 789 cubic centimeter parallel twin cylinder, the same block that some KTMs mount, but with its own character. We're talking about 95 horsepower at 8,500 revolutions per minute and 87 newton meters at 6,750 RPM. Translation: it takes off like a rocket from down low, has a mid-range push that glues you to the seat, and holds on at high revs without choking. On asphalt, it can reach around 200 kilometers per hour. But where it really has fun is off the asphalt. It lifts the front wheel in second gear without needing the clutch, and with that rumble from the dual exhaust, the sensation is pure adrenaline. Don't worry about range. With its 22.5-liter tank, you get about 450 kilometers between gas stations. It's not the most economical. It moves around 5 liters every 100 kilometers, but for what it offers, it's a reasonable expense. CFMOTO comes to challenge the big ones: a very legible vertical 7-inch TFT screen, Bluetooth connectivity so you don't miss notifications or routes, and electronics that are very caring. It has 3 riding modes: standard, rain, and off-road, corner-in ABS with a 6-axis IMU adjustable for off-road, traction control, and a quick shifter that, although not perfect at the rev limit, does its job. It also includes cruise control for long straights and an emergency inflator under the seat. The suspension is top category, a fully adjustable 48mm inverted fork with 230mm of travel, and a monoshock with the same adjustment capacity. In tests, journalists didn't worry about touching the clickers. They jumped, stepped on mud and sand, and the bike didn't complain even once. This is not your typical disguised trail. Look at the high fairing, the radiator protections, and the raised crash bars. It looks ready for Dakar. But the best thing is how you feel on top. The one-piece rally-style seat is narrow between the legs for easy movement off-road and offers 2 heights: 870mm for taller riders and 830mm if you prefer to touch the ground better. The position is upright and relaxed for long travel, with the feet low to not strain the knees. The adjustable windshield protects without vibrations, and the handguards save you from the cold and stones. At 220 kilograms ready to ride, it handles like a much lighter bike. The low tank concentrates the weight close to the ground. And for the passenger, there is a flat seat and integrated grab handles. Comfortable trips for both. This is where the 800 Moto MTX becomes truly unbeatable in value for money. In Europe, you see it from €9,999. In the UK, it's around £7,999. And for the United States, with taxes and freight, it's estimated around $10,999. Compare it to the $12,000 to $14,000 of some rivals, you'll understand why it's causing such a stir. What do those who have already tried it say? The media call it the real deal, and users highlight 3 points. First, brutal value for what you pay. Second, real off-road capability. That approximate 40% dirt, 60% asphalt split isn't just marketing. And there you have it. 5 cheap, reliable trail bikes ready to take you to any corner in 2025. Because in the end, what matters isn't how much your bike costs, but the stories you'll live on it. If this video helped you find your next adventure companion, leave me a like and subscribe to keep discovering together the best options in the world of 2 wheels. And if your thing is to explore beyond the asphalt, don't miss our next video on the Chinese trail bikes that are surprising the world. See you on the route.